In the early hours of December 13, 1987, silence hung over a small apartment in Waterbury, Connecticut until it was shattered by a nightmare. 50-year-old Robert Breton Sr., freshly drunk from a long night at the bar, used a stolen key to slip into his ex-wife's apartment. Joanne Breton, 38, was fast asleep upstairs, unaware her past had just crept back into her life, armed with a knife. Just hours earlier, Robert had been dancing and drinking with a woman at the Sears Castaway Lounge. After dropping her off at 2:45 a.m., something inside him shifted. Instead of going home, he turned his truck toward Joanne's apartment, though one she'd moved into after their divorce just 11 months earlier. He still hadn't let go. One savage thrust pierced her neck so deeply it passed straight through. Quietly, Robert crept up the stairs. In the bedroom, he loomed over Joanne with a 5-inch blade. Then, without warning, he snapped. She awoke to terror. Joanne tried to escape, stumbling across the room, screaming for help, but he chased her down and stabbed her over and over. In the face, the neck, the chest. When he saw blood on the doorknob, he pretended to be shocked and called the police. But inside that apartment, the truth waited for them. Upstairs, Joanne's mutilated body lay where she'd fallen. Raised by alcoholic, violent parents, he was neglected, beaten, even sexually abused by his mentally ill mother. One day in 1966, after his father threatened to kill him, Robert snapped, grabbing a knife and stabbing his father to death in what the court accepted as self. He lost his job in 1985, and by 1986, Joanne had had enough. The divorce was finalized in January 1987, but Robert couldn't let go. On December 9th, he brought her flowers, wine, fixed her car, anything to win her back. He was a minor and walked free. When things didn't go his way, he got in his truck and headed to Joanne's estate, fought to reimpose the death penalty. But appeals dragged on, and in 2015, Connecticut abolished capital punishment. Robert was resentenced to life in prison, where he remains today. I kept thinking, if I could just cut it off, he told Dr. Borden. Bloody footprints trailed across the home like a grim signature. Her son Robert Jr. was just 16. He woke to the chaos, sprinted into the room, and was met with horror. His father, covered in blood, Before the boy could react, the blade came down. He tried to run, hands slashed from blocking the blows, making it to the stairs where his father caught him and kept stabbing. Then Robert Sr. walked out, calmly. He went to work as if nothing had happened. He cooperated. But something in his behavior was off. Unblinking, detached. The court ordered a psychiatric evaluation. Later that day, he returned to the scene with a coworker. Officers found Robert Jr. first lifeless at the bottom of the stairs, in nothing but his underwear. Blood covered the walls, floors, and stairs. Robert Sr. didn't run. Dr. Walter Borden, a forensic psychiatrist, uncovered a history darker than anyone imagined. Robert had survived an abusive, haunted childhood. Days later, he met Joanne. They married quickly. But under the surface, Robert carried decades of unhealed trauma. Their marriage was turbulent, troubled, struggled with jealousy, depression, and alcoholism. 3 nights later, he picked up a woman at the bar, took her home. After his arrest, Robert described feeling like he wasn't in control that night. If it wasn't even his hand holding the knife. In 1989, Robert Breton was convicted of the murders of Joanne and Robert Jr. He was sentenced to death, but the story didn't end there. Years later, the Connecticut Supreme Court overturned his death sentence, not his conviction, citing flawed jury instructions. 2 lives ended, one destroyed by his own past, and a silence still echoes through that apartment, a silence filled with everything that could have been. Like the video, and for more realistic crime stories, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for notification.